guys, welcome to my summer programming week number 4. This is my squat session for the week, and coincidentally take number 4 of me trying to do a voiceover on this, since last time I was watching it I actually noticed some things. So there goes the importance of reviewing your own film, because you get to learn things by watching yourself lift, and it helps you coach yourself. What I noticed is that on pretty much all these sets here, the bar is sitting crookedly on my back, which is kind of interesting because I think my left shoulder was a little bit tight going into this session, although I did do some mobility work to it and got them to both sit level before squatting. I can see the bar sitting crooked on my back here. It was actually pointed out to me during the session that I was starting to flare my elbows back Ripito style instead of keeping them down and underneath the bar. So keep an eye on that and see what you can see as you're watching this video here. But either way, things were moving pretty good through the warm-ups, and unfortunately that didn't really feel like it was carrying through towards my heavier sets. This one here at I believe 450 moved pretty well, as did the set after it at 480. 480 actually went better than this one did. But for some reason my top sets at 500 I couldn't really lock into a groove on the descent, and they just didn't feel right. They felt heavier than 500 has felt in the past. They felt like the doubles were all I was capable of hitting on this particular day. Even though I've hit 500 without wraps, even with a pause, and I've hit it for a set of 5 with wraps before, they didn't feel right. And so kind of the question that I'm wondering right now is that maybe the Olympic shoes and wraps is a bad combination. And I know it sounds a little bit psychotic to kind of keep questioning these things, but this is how my mind works. I'm wondering if maybe I'm losing out on some of the tension in through the hips when I've got that elevated heel and I've got the wrap on. So what I may be doing, and I'm going to give myself a few days to kind of let this marinate before I make any adjustments, but what I may be doing is trying out going back to a flat shoe on my wrapped days and seeing if that feels any better. That way on the days where I'm hitting higher volume, I'm using the elevated heel, and that's hopefully building up some quad strength. And then on the days that I'm doing a full wrap competition style squat, then I go back to a flat shoe and get the advantage of the built up quad strength, and also just having a little bit easier time cueing the hips with the elevated heel. I'm not really sure how that will end up panning out, but we will see. Anyways, I followed these with some pause squats just to kind of work on that positioning and see if I could find a better descent path than what I was getting on my main heavier work sets. Did a couple sets at 2 plates, did a couple sets at 3, and then I threw on the flat shoes to see if I could recreate the same kind of quad push feel coming out of the bottom that I was able to get with the elevated heel. And that did end up feeling pretty good. So I'm pretty sure that that's what I'm going to be trying moving forward. Just always trying to refine my technique and see how I end up lifting the strongest, since I'm kind of in this purgatory between competitions and I've got the time to be able to make those sorts of adjustments. So I guess we'll see how that ends up playing out in the future. But this is that set with the flat shoes, definitely a little bit more hip. My legs were also just really fatigued at this point, so we will see. I'm going to go back to the drawing board a little bit. I do still like the rotation that I've been using, but I feel like this variable is yet to be fully discovered. So that is it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to connect with me on Facebook and Instagram. Check out the Chalk Talk podcast, chalktalk.tv, and as always, if you're interested in any of the programs here at the gym, check out the website, www.savagegym.com.